Hi there, Joe here from Dark Arts Astrophotography, and welcome to my video. As those of you who follow me on Facebook might have realized, I've hinted that I've ordered a new piece of equipment, and I received it in two parts, one part on Friday and the other part today. Now, I'm ready to start the video. And obviously, you know what this is now because you've seen the video. I got myself a Celestron CGX to replace my old mount, the Celestron AVX, which in its own right, a fantastic mount, but I want to load heavier things on it, and I'm kind of at the weight capacity for imaging of my AVX now, hence why the CGX. Now, I wanted to do a proper unboxing video here with my real first impressions, but as you can see, the mount box arrived kind of damaged in shipping. Canpar were not kind to this package. It came beaten to pieces with holes in it and stuff, and I had to open it up to ensure that the head didn't receive any damage. But it's been repacked. I took a quick look. It's been repacked, and we're going to go through this as if it was a fresh unbox. So stick around. We're going to do that. Okay, the first part that we're going to start unboxing is the tripod. I want to do the mount first, but I figure we'll have the tripod to put the head on once I get it out of its box. So let's start by opening this and see what this is all about. This box actually took one hell of a beating as well. Good thing it's double boxed. Damage did make it all the way through to the inner carton, as it did on my mount as well. But I'm not super concerned in this case because this is, you know, some pretty solid stuff. So in this little carton here, we have the accessory tray and leg spreader, which Celestron had named the jack of all trays. Room for one 2-inch eyepiece, three 1.25s, and another tray for, they claim for a smartphone, but I don't know. I know my phone certainly doesn't fit in there, and I've got a Google Pixel 2 XL. It definitely does not fit. But that's minor concern. As long as I have room to put accessories and stuff, I'm pretty happy. Let's see what we've got at this end. Oh, okay. Well, this has definitely got to be the counterweights because this is heavy, or the counterweight. This thing, because I think it only comes with one if you just buy the mount. Or does it come with two? Nope, one 11-pound counterweight only, which is, unless there's one at the other end. I thought this thing came with two. Yep, there's another one at the other end of the box, so we're good, we're good. And here we go. We've got the second counterweight, which I will cut open here. There we go. I like these counterweights. I like how small they are compared to the rather large 11-pound weights I had with my AVX. So, the next piece will be the tripod itself. There we go. So, comparable heft-wise to the AVX mount, the legs definitely spread out a lot more than the AVX do. I rather like the fact that that the height adjustment levers are on the inside rather than the outside. That's kind of nice. And seeing here there are, yes, there are, I don't know if you can see this, there are markings on the tripod so you can, you know, set heights. I have a feeling mine won't go very high, but we'll see. All right, let's remove this and stick on this jack of all trades. One of Celestron's big selling points about this tray is that you don't have to remove it to transport the mount, which is kind of nice. Oh, there we go. There's 2 levels of screw where you just put it like this and fold up your mount, and it's got nice notches in the corners here. See that the legs fit right in for easy transport. Jury's still out for me. I don't know if I'm going to like this or not being transported, but we'll see. Oh, a little warning label about not putting your fingers right here. A little warning label, not putting your fingers in here as you extend that. I gotta admit, I've been bitten by my AVX a couple of times. So, let's adjust this, and here we go. We've now got, let's tighten it nicely. I also like the fact that this can be, that the screw, the main central bar here, doesn't screw into the bottom of the head itself like it does on the AVX. So I'm going to put the tripod aside for a second because the other big box is coming here. Let me grab this. Oh. Now this one is the heavy box. The other one's the big one, this one's the heavy one. You move it right here so that we can see what's inside. As you can see, the box didn't fare too well in shipping, with large holes punched through the sides, bottom, top, everywhere. Luckily, nothing was damaged. This little keep your box, you know, save it to pack up your telescope when you're not using it, was sticking out of one of the holes in the side, had a chunk torn out of it. Yeah, shipping was not kind to this telescope. So, we have the top protective layer. And what do we have here? First of all, instruction manual, which is nice to get a nice full-size manual. And there's also a code at the back here to get a free copy of Starry Night Celestron Special Edition. I know it's some kind of modified version of Starry Night 7. I already own Starry Night Pro 7, so I'm probably not going to use this unless I find it does something wonderful that the regular Starry Night doesn't do. So here, I'll just put this aside. So, over here we have the hand controller. I gotta say, I like this hand controller. The feel of it, the buttons feel amazing compared to my old AVX one and my friend's Nexstar 8 SE one. I really like the feel of the buttons. They really stand out and have this nice little clicky tactile feedback almost that tells you you've clicked it. And my biggest thing right here, USB port. Thank you, Celestron, for at least moving into the 20th century with a mini USB over the old serial port connectors that we've had on telescopes up till now. You've graduated to, you know, 2002 technology from the old 1985 technology. I appreciate this. Appreciate this a lot because USB is the way to go for everything these days. And oh, I hadn't even noticed this when I opened it the other day. This would be, I see, the cradle for the, this is much better. This is much better than the one on the AVX, I have to say. And this one actually has a strap to attach it to the leg, which I really like. And it fits in, oh yeah, I quite like this. So I'm gonna put this aside and we will continue the unpacking. Okay, I hadn't even noticed this the other day. Yeah, the counterweight bar. Oh, wow. This is a nice, like, kind of brush, you know, with parkerized or something kind finished on it compared to the chrome version on other mounts that gets scratched up very, very easily. I quite like this. It looks good. I mean, it's a counterweight bar. It's pretty heavy duty too compared to the one I have on my AVX. In here we have, okay, these will be the azimuth adjustment screws, and you get a 12-volt cigarette lighter type power supply, which again, like all good Celestron, screws into your mount so that it doesn't get pulled out. I love Celestron for doing this. Thank you guys. Although, you know, for the price of these things, I really think that rather than this, which most astronomers and astrophotographers are going to have a handful of, a power supply for the mount would be nice. Like an actual AC power supply converter, because whatever you had for your old telescope, if you had a smaller scope than this, or a smaller mount than this rather, will not work. This draws, the smaller ones, like I know for the AVX I've got one, and it draws 2 amps. It puts out 2 amps. This requires 4. So my power supply wouldn't even work on this. I still have to haul my big heavy battery out to the field. But which is fine. I'm good with that. Not really. I mean, this isn't bad. This is good that they've included this. Trust me, it's a good thing that they've included that. But for the price of these things, come on, guys. All right, and now la pièce de résistance. Oh, let's see. Oh. Hang on, I totally forgot. These are the screws, or the bolts and washers, which the head are attached to the mount. We'll demonstrate that in a bit. Now, la pièce de résistance. Oh, God, this thing is heavy. Oh. Compared to my little AVX, this is a beast. An utter, total, complete beast. Okay, well, you guys obviously can't see it very well here. The joy of this thing. This handle and this handle make this thing so easy to carry. When I lifted it out of the box the other day, this is one of the first things I noticed, how easy it was. This is awesome. More telescope manufacturers should, you know, make their mounts designed this way, because this just makes big heavy things easy to carry. So, move this out of the way, and now we're going to set this up. All right, now it's time to do the assembly. I've raised the tripod up a little bit here so that it's well in view of the camera. I've attached the finder, or the hand controller bracket to the side of the leg. Now that I've had time to look at it, I'm not sure. Plastic feels a little bit flimsy in my opinion. Doesn't feel great. It might not be a problem, but that's just my initial impression of it here. So we'll see how it lasts over the years, because I plan on having this thing for years. All right, let's put the mount on the the tripod. There we go. According to the manual, Celestron suggests placing it so that the counterweight bar is over one of the legs like this. On my AVX, out of the box, it came with a default configuration like this, from this orientation, where you would have, I don't even think that this is an option. Oh yeah, actually I guess it is an option if I wanted to. But I'm going to go with the instructions and put it this way. So, unlike other mounts that screw in from the bottom, where the head screws in from the bottom, you actually have bolts that attach this one to the mount. And they are here. So, you have bolts with a metal washer and a little plastic washer. And you attach each one to one of the 3 bolt holes, which we have here. I have to say, I both kind of like and dislike the idea of this setup, because I don't like tools being required in the field during setup and takedown at night, especially small tools like Allen keys. But the beauty being in this case is that right underneath the bottom handle, you have the Allen key that you need. Looks like a 10mm, and you can give these a tightening down here. I don't think you need to forcefully tighten down anything here. Just basically a little bit more than finger tight would probably be just fine. And there we go, we're now solidly attached to the tripod. I'll put this here for now, and I will break out the two azimuth adjustment knobs. I really like these. They're nice, they're fat, nice big grips on them. I quite like this. There we go, one here and one here. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a nice smooth motion. This is very, very smooth. I like this. It's okay, we're gonna leave this and we're going to attach the counterweight shaft. Oh, it's really long threading on it compared to the AVX. But I guess it's designed to hold much more weight than the AVX, so it should probably have more threading to keep it pretty solid. There we go. Remove the toe saver. I mean, the AVX is only designed to hold up to 30 pounds for visual observation, so I have two 11-pound counterweights, same as these essentially, but fatter ones on my AVX. But I know that this, with its 55-pound load capacity, can hold a lot more and may require far more weights. I know with some of the larger scopes, if you buy the CGX and larger scope package, it actually comes with a third counterweight for 33 pounds. And the all-important toe saver, I've personally never had a weight fall on my toes, and I hope I never do, because that would be very painful. So use your toe savers. So okay, we are, oh no, we're not completely assembled. We need the hand controller. So no. Ah, there we go. It USB-A'd me. And by that, I mean when you try to insert a USB-A, it doesn't fit. You flip it over, you try it again, it doesn't fit. You look at it, see that you had it first time, and click, it fits. It just did that to me. And there we go. We have a fully assembled AVX. Not bad, or sorry, CGX. I have to get used to my new mount. This looks pretty big, which is a good thing because I do plan on using my 8-inch scope on it for imaging, which was just at the limits of my AVX, and I will likely be getting something bigger in probably next year at some point. So the mount being the most important part of the setup. And here we go, and this goes like that. There's actually an arrow here showing you which way is up. It's all enclosed, which is really nice. So now I think it's time to get a close-up overview of this thing. All right, so we're going to bring you in for a slightly closer view of the mount. Here we have the rear connection panel, where you can see the auxiliary one where the hand controller goes, and auxiliary 2, this connects to a bunch of Celestron's other accessories like their Wi-Fi adapter, GPS adapter, and all kinds of other goodies like that. And over here on the side, we have our good old ST4 auto guider port for anyone who doesn't use ASCOM for guiding. And this one is a new one. We have a USB port. Now, at the moment, to the best of my knowledge, this only works with the PWI software that Celestron has available. Any control through regular ASCOM is still done through the handset like it was before, only now with a USB mini versus the COM port jack. And usually, since most computers made in the last 15 years don't even come with COM ports, you're required to have a USB converter for it. So once again, thank you Celestron for finally going USB and getting with the times. So as I showed earlier, we have our adjustment for altitude here. They're very, very smooth. There's a small built-on level on the mount itself. Or sorry, these are azimuth. I said altitude. Here's the altitude. This is nice. When these two are unlocked, this is extremely smooth. I don't know how you can tell the motion here, but like this is effortless to rise with the two counterweights on. Like I used to have strain a little bit more than this, and I think the key to that is their gearing system that they have here, where they have this little cantilever on a screw thread that pulls forward and back. And from what I can tell, you can actually dismantle this and adjust and put this entire assembly forward up here to these holes to be able to get to more extreme latitudes. So if you're up towards more northern latitudes, this will allow you to rise your mount higher for polar alignment. Over here we have the rather large knobs to attach telescopes onto the saddle. These will accept both the narrower Vixen style saddles or the wide Losmandy or CGE style saddles. So this is actually pretty good, and I kind of like these nice big knobs too. And I love that it's an entire side plate rather than the bolt heads touching directly and marring up the bar. Although my two existing telescopes, the dovetail bar is already pretty marred up from years of use with my AVX. It works. It's just that this is a little bit nicer. It's kind of like the difference of having, an eyepiece screw hold or a compression ring hold. You don't get your equipment marred up. It doesn't affect your performance, but still, it's kind of nice. Here we have, this is a nice thing about this mount. Oh yeah, and of course the clutch levers are nice and quite huge and they engage very, very positively and firmly, which I really like. And the axes are extremely smooth. which will make balancing very easy. Now, because of the internal wiring on these things, there are actual hard stops. You can't go any further than this. You can't go any further than that. There are hard stops built in. Now, this thing actually does have limit sensors built into it, so it should stop before it hits the physical hard stops, although it's nice to have a backup. And it's the same on the RA axis. You can go, go, go. God, this is heavy. Oh, and there's the limit right there. It won't go any further than that. And the same thing on the other side. So yeah, there we have it. We have that's pretty much the overview of the CGX as it stands. So okay, as a final little test to it before closing off, first of all, I have to say I'm very impressed with this. This is well put together. It's solid. It looks very, very heavy duty. I'm sure that this is going to serve me well for many years to come. But we have to do a little test of it. I brought down my big battery. I plugged in my power supply, and let's turn this on and see what it does. Now, the one thing I was always used to is that the first step in my alignment with the AVX, it always tell me to set it to the home position where the markers line up. Well, in this case here, we no longer have to do that because there are home sensors built in. So if I turn it on, it gives me the same old verifying packages, please wait message, the regular, begin alignment, set switch position. Press this, and it should now automatically find its home position. Please wait, moving to switch position. And there we go. And then you can go through your alignment, either using All-Star Polar Align, because one thing to keep in mind, there's actually no polar scope on this telescope at all. There is one available for it. So you can see probably here, there's the two little screws that cover this little plate. These get removed, and the polar finder mounts on this little external arm that comes out on the side. And since it follows the axis, then there's really no problem with it. It works as well as going through the main axis of the declination shaft. But it's $300. I'm sorry, but I have trouble justifying something like that for $300 when you have something like All-Star Polar Align built on board that works just as well. And I tend to use, I went and released, it doesn't matter. I use Sharp Cap's Polar Align feature, which is much like using a pole master. When you have your scope and finder and guide scope mounted, you can use your guide scope camera to take a picture of the sky. It will plate solve it, then you give it a rotation of 90 degrees, lock it, it'll take another picture, it'll plate solve that as well, and then it will show you your error in your altitude and azimuth. So then you just give the adjustments as required while looking at your computer screen and adjust left, right, up and down, whatever's necessary to get yourself aligned. And it works fantastically. If you were thinking of buying a pole master and you're imaging already, chances are you probably have Sharp Cap already for planetary imaging. Do yourself a favor. Save the $400 or $300 or whatever the pole master costs, because you've already got the gear to do this. So no polar finder required. All-Star Polar Align, which has been in pretty much all recent model Celestron mounts, works fantastically for polar alignment. So you can do a quick one, for visual, or you can go extra precise for imaging, and it works. So the reason this is a belt drive, and other than the little whirring at setup, I haven't heard how this actually sounds yet. And I'm curious because I know how my gears sound in my AVX. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, that's kind of cool. There's a little window in here that shows you the gear turning and driving the belt. That's at full slew rate. That's fairly quiet too. I like this. Oh yeah, this is really nice. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. As I drop the controller. So yeah, we'll see. This isn't a review. This is simply my, as the title says, the unboxing, initial setup, and initial impressions of it. And so far, I have to say, I'm pretty impressed by what I see. I'll take this out in the field a few times, give it a good test drive, and get everything working and take some pictures. And then I will probably post maybe even a video review of it. We'll see. But certainly one on the blog. So yeah, that's the CGX. From what I can tell, very nice, very solid mount. I'm liking this a lot. So thanks for joining me. I hope you find this this video useful. If you do, by all means, leave comments below. You can find me on Facebook under Dark Arts Astrophotography. Follow me there. I also post all my stuff to Instagram under Dark Arts Astro in one word. Yeah, if you like this video, by all means, click the like and subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified whenever I publish something new. If you dislike it, well, yeah, you know what to do, but you know, I'd appreciate the thumbs up if you could give me. It helps me grow the channel, and I plan to do a lot more on this channel now. So thanks for joining me.